officer training for, thank you. Welcome to the club officer training for the Vice President of Public Relations, otherwise known as VPPR. Love to see all your beautiful faces here. It's lovely to see so many aspiring VPPRs. Now, I'm sure we've waited long enough, so let us begin. First of all, the agenda for today. What are we going to do? Well, first, we're going to discuss what it is to be a VPPR and what is included in that role. Second, we will discuss the responsibilities that a VPPR holds, because let's remember that VPPRs hold the first, second, third, fourth highest position in the ExCom. And lastly, VPPR is one of those roles with a lot of resources. There is just endless resources because the art of marketing and design is truly endless. However, this training is to make that easy for you. Now, first of all, what are the session objectives? We're first going to identify your role. We're going to explain how you can fulfill those responsibilities, and we'll give you resources that can help you fulfill said responsibilities. Now, first thing, the VPPR role. You can find a lot of information, in fact, everything that you may need to know in the Club Leadership Handbook, which will be given to you at the end of this session as well, don't worry. But the VPPR role, I have a question. What do you think is the essence of the Vice President of Public Relations? You can use the chat. I have the chat up, or you can unmute yourselves. What do you think is the essence that truly makes a VPPR role? What do they do? You can unmute yourself. Any guesses is fine. Club announcements. Okay, that is one. Yes. What else? The essence. What really? Why VPPR? Why is it important? You can unmute yourselves as well, moderator. Properly conveying the uniqueness of a club and why people should become members. Learning to work with the team. Okay, great, great. These are great answers. Well, one of the main essences is to promote the club to the community, the local community. In our case, it is Kuwait. And for Desert Pioneers, say, for example, it would be Kuwait around a specific age range, but your main essence. And also you would have to notify the media when your club does something really noteworthy. Now, what do you think are the responsibilities of the VPPR? Some of you already said it. VPPR Reem already said it. Club announcements is one. Anything else? Anything else?
A sort of publicity type, like promoting our club, reaching to the people.
Yes, promoting the club, very important.
We'll have to add value to bring more members.
Yes,
as a VPPR, we'll have to add value to bring more members.
Yes, achievements, yes. Reach to the people as much as possible. Great, great, wonderful answers. And there is one thing people are missing. Safeguarding the Toastmasters brand. Social media, also great. Toastmasters has a specific brand, and as VPPR, Vice President of Public Relations, please keep this in mind, public relations, you have to be able to safeguard the Toastmasters brand, right? Please remember that. This will come in important later. Now, I have a question for you. If this can come. This is an activity. Please get ready. I will show you the club mission. Okay. So the club mission is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. My question is, how can you as a VPPR support the achievement of this club mission statement? Some of you already gave answers here. How do you think you'll be able to support in achieving this club mission statement? Any guesses?
See, as a
Just try.
VPPR, we are always recognizing members' contribution. For example, somebody achieves a level completion or pathways completion. We are just making a flyer, and when we are making a flyer, the member becomes happy. The member is happy.
Yes.
Definitely, this
Yes.
multiplies into many things, and it's definitely it's arts value. It supports the club members, and when a club is growing, definitely it, this goes on.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Balamurugan. And also, Toastmaster Hanan said that it also promotes a positive environment, because of course, when you celebrate a member's achievements, right, you promote that positive environment to tell them you can do more. So you push them forward. Yes, portraying our club as a successful club, that's also great. Creating a positive environment is done through communicating that kind of environment. If we can build that image, then we can create that vibe for members. Also correct, great job by acknowledging people. See, this is how you're able to support in achieving the club mission. The club mission must always be in the back of your mind, because in the end, as a VPPR, you are supposed to support your members. Now, I'm loving the answers. This is great. Now, next, as the discussion goes, so you have your VPPR duties, correct? One is publicizing the club, as we discussed. The other is keeping the website and social media current. So someone did, yes, VPPR Nadia said social media. So you have to keep the club website, free toast host if you'd like, and social media current. And lastly, you should always safeguard the Toastmasters brand. Try not to creep into non-compliant posters and such, because in the end, you're part of Toastmasters and we need to support that fraternity so that we're all in this together. It's more united that way. And all of these duties, in the end, support the club mission. I hope I'm all clear. Now, next, your VPPR responsibilities. What are they exactly? I mean, as VPPR, we know you have to do so much. You have to support the club mission. You have to support the members. But let's break it down. Let's make it simpler and easier to understand, instead of looking at it as a huge chunk, right? So there are three main, almost like brackets, three main areas of responsibility that you have as a VPPR. The first is the club meeting itself. The second is what you do outside of the club meeting. And the third is during executive committee meetings or in the executive committee in general. So let's start with the club meeting responsibilities, okay? Now this is again divided into three types. The first is what you do before the club meetings. Second is what you do during club meetings, upon arrival, during, and as you can see. So before the club meeting, what do you exactly do? Can anyone give a shout out on what you do before a club meeting? By far, I would say this is the easiest. You can unmute yourselves or you can use the chat.
Promote the club meeting.
Yes, promote
Create
the
a
club
poster
meeting.
and
Create a
release
poster.
a poster. Release a poster.
Yes, release the poster. That is one. Yes, yes. Well, first, you need to verify that the information on the website and social media are correct. So what does that mean? That means the theme is correct. Meeting times are correct. Locations are correct. And obviously, now that we're doing virtual meetings, the meeting ID and password. I myself have messed this up when I first was a VPPR. So please keep this in mind. Double check, triple check, quadruple check before it gets released. Trust me, there's something will slip by. Next is order promotional materials. Now, when we had physical meetings, you would order promotional materials like, what do I say? The ribbons, stationery, things of that nature. So now you don't have to do that, but you still can possibly when you do hybrid meetings. Next is during club meetings. So what do you do during club meetings? This is mostly relevant for physical meetings. However, we'll still go through them. First is to distribute promotional materials. Now, that could be distributing newsletters during a meeting now in the virtual setting, but before you would distribute the agenda, all that. Then you would report the results of public relations efforts. So if you've won awards, report them. Ask the president to spare 2 minutes to report or promote that the club is doing well in the public relations area. The next would be to announce public relations campaigns. And the last would be to solicit volunteers. Now, what this means is that you can ask for volunteers who can receive credit to complete certain pathway projects. Always do this. You can, take 2 goals with 1 ball. So, what do you do outside the club meeting? You feel like, your duties are almost kind of over during and before, but there is more. You have to publicize the Toastmasters brand somehow or the other. You have to promote the club, especially to local media or on Instagram, anyhow, because in the end, that will bring in membership. You have to maintain the club website. I have to add an asterisk to this. You should also be maintaining the social media platforms, because nowadays people will check your social media platforms first. So keep those up to date so that people know, visitors know that this club is still up to date. Let's go visit them. And last is join a Toastmasters moderated and social networking website. So on Facebook, we have plenty of Toastmasters group. District 20 itself has a Facebook group. Please go join the group so that you can keep up to date with tips, you can keep up to date with workshops, other meetings, and you can publish your own. Now, there is more. Produce and distribute a club newsletter. How many of you and your clubs have newsletters? Can I get a show of hands? A show of hands to how many people have newsletters? No, none. Okay. A moderator has a newsletter. All right. So a club newsletter is really helpful in showing guests what your club is all about. It gives them an introduction. It gives them, thank you, PRM, DTM Alan Paul. So the District 20 FB group is right there. If you want to join, please go ahead. I urge you to. But yes, a newsletter is great for guests to get a feel of what your club is really all about. Plus, it will make you seem and show that you're actually very professional. Next, promote membership programs. Now, this would basically mean, asking guests to sign up somehow, making a campaign for why members are happy to join your club, things of that nature. Attend club executive committee meetings. You are a VP, a vice president. So your president will be constantly asking you to join the ExCom meetings so that they know, what exactly you're planning to do and how to coordinate with the VP education and VP membership. Next is to attend other Toastmasters events, meetings. You are the public relations after all. So go around, see what other clubs are all about. You can learn something, they can learn something from you. Who knows? I for sure know that I've learned quite a bit from other clubs. Now, there's still a little more. Arrange your replacement or assistance. Now, obviously, we get sick. We get tired. We may even burn out. I hope none of you burn out. But if it ever comes a time where you just need a break and you have other things going around, assign a replacement. In Desert Pioneers case, I'm taking the example of Desert Pioneers. When I was VPPR, I assigned the president as the replacement for me because I had my exams going on and I needed someone to take over. Now that I am president, my VPPR has said that she will be busy in November. And I said, no problem, I will be your replacement. So usually the president might step up in this case, but someone else can obviously also take your spot as a replacement. Someone from your PR team. Please have a PR team. Prepare your successor for office. All right, we're going to the next one. Your executive committee. What do you exactly do? It's not just posters. Usually you need to provide a public relations report. Now, what this means can be how many of the guests have seen your social media and thus have decided to, join the meeting or become a member. You can also show, how many guests came from you and things of that nature. You can propose new promotion ideas. In fact, the president will look towards you for promotional ideas. I look towards my VPPR for that. So you are the creative brain, right? Please, just because you're the fourth officer does not mean you're any lesser than the other officers. Tell the president what is on your mind, what you would like to do, okay? Whatever that may be, as amazing as a campaign it can be. Go reach the stars, aim for the stars, eventually you land on the moon. That is the whole thing. That is the whole aim. So when I say you have to propose new promotion ideas, I really mean go all out. Eventually something will stick and that will really, truly make your club stand out. Next, how do you fulfill your VPPR responsibilities? Okay. There are 4 things you need to keep in mind. But first, I want to ask you all, how would you fulfill your VPPR responsibilities? I'm sure you know what your responsibilities are in your club, but how do you fulfill them personally? You can unmute yourself or you can use the chat. Hopefully no one is asleep. I can suggest mine, what I do. I usually make sure I figure out what the theme is, figure out what a strategy is, figure out a strategy. Then I see to what resources there are, and I try to assign designers. So that was when I was VPPR. My successor does the same thing. So how do you fulfill your VPPR responsibilities? No? Yes, Ricardo.
Thank you so much, Madam Suraiya. Well, I have never worked really as a VPPR, but during the last 2 years that I've been the president and vice president education of my club, the VPPR has not been actively involved with the tasks. So I saw to it that being the vice president education, once I have already finalized the agenda, I see to it that I send the agenda, the draft of it, or any poster or flyer, I do it myself. And then I email it not only to the members, but to other friends from the other clubs, as well as friends outside of the Toastmasters community. Other than that, I try to draft like a flyer or poster through my cell phone with the main performers for the meeting, like the Toastmaster of the Day, General Evaluator, and Table Topic Master, and post it in my personal social media accounts, and ask the help of my president to post it in all other social media platforms, like Facebook pages of other clubs and our WhatsApp group or whatever is there available in the internet. So that's what I try to do. And if there still have a chance or time, I try to do with the help of the other members who have talents to prepare like a teaser short video clip of what's going to happen in our next meeting. So that's how we do it.
Okay, that is wonderful. Usually, we should have the VPPR more involved, at least in Desert Pioneers. I know that the VPPR is incredibly involved. They ask the theme way in advance. That's why now that we have club activity calendars promoted by our PQD, it's very good to set out all the themes. So now the VPPR is more relaxed and they can focus on designating work. Now, our VPPR Ricardo did say that he somewhat designated work to the president in terms of, yes. Hello, DTM Khalid. But yes, it is good to designate work. Please, all of you VPPRs, I'm not sure if you know this, but there is an award for finishing the club activity calendar and the club success plan before the 15th of August. Your president and VP education should have done XCOM meetings to finish it and send it off to the PQD, DTM Khalid Abdullah here. This is very important. If your VPPR, pester your president if you'd like, or encourage them to finish it, because then it will be much easier on you. My VPPR has told me that she is, oh, thank you, DTM Khalid Abdullah. That is very nice. So please, VPPRs, go to your president. Rumors. Aren't you the PQD? Not confirmed. It's rumors, everyone. Shh. But yes, please go to your president and ask them to finish the club activity calendar. Tentative themes are okay. Tentative themes are okay because you as VPPR will appreciate that in the end. You won't have to constantly go behind the VP education asking for the theme anymore. You can just look at the club activity calendar and start designating work, or you can start working on the posters yourself. Tip, getting back to this, there's a VPPR responsibility action plan usually. So you saw the how, what, when, where, right? So how will you fulfill this responsibility is referring to your specific plan. Did you strategize? What actions specifically are you going to take? Please, you can do them as bullet points. That's what I did. I made bullet points. I said, ask for the theme, designate a designer, deadline is this, publish on social media. Tuck, 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 tuck. This will really help you because you won't be overwhelmed. Last thing you want is to be overwhelmed. Next, When will each action be completed? Time management, you'll need to learn that. Don't worry too much. But assigning a deadline for each of those mini tasks will help you keep on track, and nothing will be, to the last date. Who is available to help you? Usually the XCOM is the first team to be available to help you. If not, the president and maybe sergeant at arms, treasurer, and secretary. If not that, I highly recommend that you have a PR team. Please have a PR team. Promote, being in a PR team, because now in the new PR awards, there is an award for having a PR team. Check out the Instagram account for District 20. You will see what I mean. There is an award for having a PR team, and this PR team can be people who are already, officers who are already in the XCOM as well, right? This will make things a lot easier for you. You can focus on delegating the tasks rather than having to do everything yourself. So go for it. You can ask your president. I'm sure they should say yes, because a president's duty is to take care of the club as a whole, including the VPPR and their awards. Next, what materials and resources can you use? There is a lot, but don't panic. Toastmasters International is here to help you. They have a lot of resources for you to choose from, for you to use, a lot of templates as well. And I'm not sure, Sana Fatima is here and our PRM is here. Maybe one of them can drop the Google Drive folder link with all the resources that you will ever need, including logos, brand manual, and best of all, templates for your posters. So you don't have to worry anymore about making the posters. They're all there already. So hopefully one of them can post it. If not, I will do that at the end. Thank you, PRM DTM Alan Paul. Please use this folder, everyone. It has everything you will ever need in it. So it is one big folder with all the materials and resources you need. You can also use resources from outside, but please consult the brand manual if you need any help in that regard. Next, there are resources within TI itself, including the folder that was just given to you. But let's start with a checklist, make things a little bit easier. When you're getting started, you first need to attend the district-sponsored Club Officer Training Program, which you have done. Congratulations for ticking this one off. So you've started. Now, where do you go from here? Read the materials. And by materials, I mean the Club Leadership Handbook, the Distinguished Club Program, Club Success Plan. So these are 3. And you can find them all in the leadership tab in Toastmasters. So when you log in, it'll be right there in Leadership Central. Next, meet with the outgoing executive committee. Please figure out what they did and get everything from them so that you don't have to worry about starting from scratch. Next, this is very important. Meet with the outgoing vice president of public relations. You can ask for help from other VPPRs, but first ask for help from your club's VPPR, the outgoing VPPR. Now, I hope someone from our district PR team can drop the WhatsApp VPPR link for District 20. Yes, all of the District 20 VPPRs have their own special WhatsApp chat where you can ask, us, the district designers, the district brand manual consultant, who is Sana Fatima, You can even ask the, oh, you sent it to me. You can even ask the, there we go, the PRM himself about certain things. We're all there and we're there to help you. So please join this WhatsApp group chat. It will be really helpful. We have VPPR sending their posters, and Sana Fatima is always there to help them out. If not her, there is the other designers or someone else. You know, DTM Kajetan is also very, very active, and he gives in his thoughts here and there to help out. So please join the WhatsApp group if you ever need any help. In fact, join it. I'm already there. And when you need help, you know where to find your fellow VPPRs. Next. Hang on just a second. And my mouse disappeared. Ho, ho, ho. Just a second. All right. Had a bit of a technical glitch there, I'm sorry. Meet with the current executive committee. So that would include your president, your current president, VP Ed, VPM, Sergeant at Arms, Treasurer, and of course the secretary. Please meet with them so that you can figure out what their needs are, because VPPRs always support the rest of the executive committee. Next. Yes, invite 1 to 3 members to serve on Public Relations Committee. So I'll give the example of the DPTM PR team. Right now, I'm there, but I'm also the president. We have DTM Alina, to be DTM Amrit. We have Toastmaster Sairam. We have Toastmaster Riaz. So all of these people are in the DPTM PR team, and they always help out whenever our VPPR Sana may need it. Next, we still have a little bit more. Review and order public relations materials. Now, this is not necessary since we're doing this online. However, you may need to, figure out a way to make a newsletter, for example, something so that the guests know what your club is all about. Next would be to solicit articles for the website. So try and see who are the budding writers of your club. Ask them for their articles, whatever it may be, about Toastmasters, why they joined Toastmasters, how they integrated different parts of their lives with Toastmasters. What did they learn? Contact the founding members of your club. Ask them for articles. It can really build the club image and show the guests, the local community, of what your club is all about. Next is to develop a media list. Now, what does this mean? You have different social medias, right? So you need to figure out what exactly you're managing. And when you're creating posters, you're going to need people's pictures with their consent, Pictures, you would need copyright-free images, you would need logos, all that. So you would have to put that in a folder so that it's easy to access whenever you're creating posters and materials. Now, additional resources. These are all of the resources, so you can just have a look. But if you join the WhatsApp group, I will be releasing a master list, almost like a guidebook, but not exactly, with links to all the resources you will ever need. So this includes design tutorials, this includes copyright-free images, this includes everything from TI, everything from District 20. So I will be releasing that as a PDF with clickable links in the WhatsApp group sometime today or tomorrow. So if you join the WhatsApp group, you can get just one file with all the links you will ever need. Or you can obviously go to the Toastmasters International website. They have everything that you may need. It's all there. Trust me, a little bit of searching is all you need. So this concludes the Vice President of Public Relations Club Officer training. And with that being said, I conclude from my end the training session, but I'm sure, I don't know if I'm sure or not, but possibly you all have your own questions. So let's do that. Let's start taking questions, if there are any. Oh, thank you so much, VPPR Nadia. Let me also add in the brand manual here. But yes, any questions, you can unmute yourself. Hello?
Excuse me, I have a question. You
Yes.
said there will be a designer for a club, but who will be the designer when VPPR is there? There will be, another member to make a designs and all. You said no. Any theme or anything, you give it to a designer. Designer will take care. How will it be? How will it
Yes.
happen?
Okay, so when I was VPPR in Desert Pioneers, what I would do is that first I would figure out the plan, the action plan, and then depending on how busy I was, I would either give the design to someone else. So one example would be, you can go and check on the DPTM Instagram page if you'd like. There are all the designs were not done by me actually. So most of them were done by the designers, aka members of the PR team. That included my president at the time, which was Toastmaster Sairam. It is much better to delegate the designing to someone else so that you can take care of all the other things, such as when to post, where to post, delegating that task of posting to someone else. It'll be much less strain on you. Most of the time it is the VPPR themselves who is the designer, but I would recommend that you have someone else as well to help you out. 2 designers, you and someone else. It's just a lot better and you don't feel overwhelmed at the end of the day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe can I help answer the same question if you don't mind?
Yes,
So I
yes.
can help
What?
maybe Toastmaster Balamorogan. Yes, good
Yeah,
afternoon,
answer it. Yes, of course.
Toastmaster Balamorogan. Well, in my case, I'm talking about my experience because I have mentioned earlier that for the last 2 years, I was the president and vice president education. And it so happened that we have struggled also in our execom that some of our members were not performing well. So in as much as I would like to take care of our club, promote it to the entire world, okay, so I believe that as VPPR, we could learn how to do things, and it will be an extra talent on our part if we could really research on how to make simple posters like the applications in our cell phones. Like the way I did it in the past few years or months is that there is this collage in the cell phone, collage option. Well, it's not 100% compliant with the TMI. Okay, but what I mean is if you need some urgent, easy, like collage or posters that we can come up with for an upcoming meeting, for example, or promotional material, then that's one simple thing that we can use. Some of our cell phones have these applications that are built in or that we can download, like to collage some photos. So we can use that. We can just add simple text, okay, like the club name, club area, division, and district numbers, and some names of the role players in your meetings, for example. Now, yes, Toastmaster Suraiya Noor said that we can have a team, but sometimes, we are the team and we are the ones with talent. That's why we are the ones put as VPPR. Otherwise, I don't think we will accept the challenge of being the VPPR if we are not talented enough to do the work, because public relations involves like advertising and promotional material preparation. So these posters, yes, we can ask someone to help us, but based on my experience, There might be some talented individuals in our club or outside of the club that can help us. But the thing is, they cannot implement what ideas we have in our mind. So sometimes we are full of ideas, rich ideas, but they cannot materialize it on a paper or in a poster. The same way we can do it if we do it ourselves. And again, based on experience, one of my team members who happened to be like an active member suddenly became an expert in preparing videos and posters because I always ask her to do things. So I think, yeah, in the process, we learn things on our own, and it will be additional, benefit for all of us if we try to do it ourselves. Thank you.
But this is really an obstacle for new clubs and all. New clubs will not have this experienced member who can just help in designs and all. But anyhow, this is a good idea. For others can know wherever
Yeah, if there is
the.
someone experienced to do these things, better to have it. And for me, as I
I
said, this
have.
is my first time to be VPPR. So the first thing I did, because it's also a newly chartered club last month for our club.
Okay.
So it's entirely fresh for me to do this VPPR work. So the first thing I did, since I already have first meeting, charter meeting, posters, photos, and videos of the recording, first thing I did was create an email account, a YouTube account, an Instagram account, a Facebook page. So
That's
everything I
great.
posted right away. All of the photos, I don't like to keep it in my phone for eating my memory, my phone's memory. So I posted everything in the Facebook page, and then I sent it to all my groups and friends. Posted it on my social media, and I uploaded all the video to my YouTube channel and shared it also to them. So it's something that will be useful for promoting our stuff.
Yes.
That's
Thank
great.
you so much. Yes, that is one thing as well. And there are other free options. Canva is a very user-friendly
Yeah,
option.
Canva.
You can always make it brand compliant as well. In fact, fun fact, the district PR team uses mostly Canva. In fact, I would say 95% of our work is done on Canva because it's just very user friendly. It's easy to share, and you have a lot of elements to play with, even the free ones. Because when I was VPPR, for anyone who may be wondering, I'm still a student, so I do not have money for Canva Pro. I will use the cheapest thing there is, and free is the cheapest. Canva,
Exactly.
the free options are still very much viable. And PowerPoint. As you can see, this whole presentation that I did was on PowerPoint. PowerPoint can also yield some really good, designs. So it's up to you. And before I forget, the district is, coming up with more and more workshops on Canva, how to design, all that. So if you'd like to learn more, that is a good option. However, when I said that it'll be good to have a team, the reason why I said this is because brainstorming is usually the hardest thing to do. At first, it'll be very easy because you have a lot of ideas. But then you will run into a creative block almost. That happened to me as I think 1 month after I began doing my VPPR duties. I was just tired. So your team is there to help you out. It can be the XCOM team as well. Ask them for ideas. In fact, when Desert Pioneers was, when the international president at the time, DTM Richard Peck, came to visit, the poster that was done was a collaborative effort in the sense that the brainstorming was done by the VPM, the VPPR team. So when you have a group effort, you make a better poster because everyone's ideas is coming together, right? So I highly recommend talking to your XCOM, especially on that. As for design, if you're worried, please do not worry because you have the VPPR group chat now on WhatsApp to help you out. If not that, we do have videos up on the District 20 YouTube channel of past workshops as well. So please go check it out so that you can learn how to create posters, and always remember to not overdo yourself. It's good to learn, but also remember that if you need help, there is help. All you have to do is ask. All right? Any other questions? Any other questions?
I have another question.
Okay,
The
great.
question
Yes.
is, this Canva has a lot of free symbols and all. Can we use all the free symbols, or still there are some restriction in that? For
Okay.
example, I wanted to put a clock, in
Yes.
my poster. Somebody commented on the group that no clock should be removed. Is it if even if it is
So that was
available
you.
free?
Oh, that was you. Okay. I saw that message as well. Okay. So the thing with the Toastmasters brand is that in the brand manual itself, I wish I could pull it up, but right now I can't. I have posted it in the chat. Please download it. Towards the end, when it talks about what you should not add in a poster, how do I say this? Illustrations, vector designs, uh, things like what you find on Canva cannot be used. Clip art, for example, cannot be used because it is not compliant with the brand. So that is the main reason. So even if you add a picture, it is still not compliant because it's not about public speaking. It can refer to the theme for sure, but because it's not necessarily about Toastmasters and about public speaking, it is difficult to make it brand compliant. In fact, it is not brand compliant. So it would be best to avoid anything that does not, go back to the brand in some way. Oh, any other questions? Any other questions? All good? Can I get a thumbs up if, okay, can we use any vector to make our poster according to the theme? All right. What I consider vectors are similar to icons in the sense that you can change the color. So if you can change the color of an illustration or something, I consider them to be vector designs, and they're transparent as well. So I would be cautious. I would be very cautious because because they refer to something that may not be about Toastmasters. Things like, say if the theme is football, for example, football, exercise, all that. If you put in a vector design about the theme of exercise and football, it won't be considered brand compliant. So I wish our brand consultant Sana was here, but she's not here at the moment. Usually we just refer to her de facto, but she is there on the VPPR group chat. I highly recommend, asking her. Just put in a question there and anyone who's around will answer. Anything else? No? Yes,
I have
Ricardo.
a question. Yeah. Regarding
Okay.
this brand compliance, because I think based on the templates that are provided in the TMI website, I think we're limited to just using those particular like headings or colors. So does it mean that if ever we add something like a picture or whatever, character there, we are not brand compliant already? And if we did so, do we get any penalty or punishment for doing such?
Wait, let me give this question to our PRM
Right.
because he's the one who is going to be saying
Because
all this.
I was saying earlier that as VPPR, sometimes I make use of available resources to promote our meetings, make some posters and collages. And in the end, I use like non-brand compliant materials, like the collage in my phone. I just put there the name of my club, okay, and the meeting theme, and pictures of Balamrugan, Enrique, and Suraiya, okay, as the main role players for the meeting. And then I just put there the details of our Zoom link. So technically, it's not brand compliant. So, but since I am not aware and I cannot use that one in my phone. I cannot use the template in my phone because it's low tech. Okay, the same way I can do it, for example, in a laptop through an application. And then I am not brand compliant. So shall we get punished for doing that? Well, right? I mean, you get what I mean.
Yes, yes. DTM Alan Paul, if you may.
Yes, sure. Toastmaster Suraiya, thank you. And hi, Ricardo. It's a great query you have over there. First of all, let me just tell you, we are not punishing anyone. That is not something we do. No, not at all. But on the other side, we usually love, awarding people. So for the people who have been brand compliant all throughout this term, starting from August, we will be awarding those clubs with an award, a trophy. So if you have been brand compliant all throughout, that would be great. Now, if you think that there are certain instances where it is not compliant and you want to check with the team, you can always use the WhatsApp group, like what Suraiya said. Our main aim here is to make sure that we are brand compliant. We are with the Toastmasters brand, just like what Toastmasters Suraiya said. But if there are any branding violations anywhere, it is not like we are not a branding police. We are rather someone who people can reach out to and consult on. All right, so don't worry about any punishment. That is not something we do. Whereas we want to empower you guys to use
All
the
right.
brand. All right.
So may I know what award is to be given to those compliant clubs?
The brand compliance
Trophy.
award. I think Suraya, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, we can show. We can. If you look at our social media pages, you will be able to see the list of awards that are there. I'll also share it on the chat about the list of PR awards that you can aim for this year.
Yes, that would be great.
I think I would rather
You
have
can.
the Creative Club Award for doing more than what is set by the TFI rather than the compliance
Oh
award.
yes, this
No,
year we
just
have a
kidding.
lot of clubs that have been compliant all throughout the term. So I'm sure that we'll be giving all those clubs awards, but it has to be consistent all throughout the term. So by the end of June, we'll be awarding those clubs.
Okay,
All
thank you.
right. Thank you so much, Ricardo, and thank you so much, DTM Alan Paul, for answering that question. Don't worry, we're not police officers. Even in the district PR team, we have, our brand consultant, telling us whenever we need to keep things compliant. We learn after a while. But yes, I can see the red, the ominous red. And I will leave you with a couple of words. It can be said that VPPR role, some people consider it not important. In my opinion, it is incredibly important. In fact, the district PR team is huge. I think we have about 15 members and some, I think 2 joined recently. So it's a big team, right? With 4 designers, three designers and 1 brand consultant. And thank you so much, PRM, for the D20 PR awards. But doing the VPPR job at a club level is not easy. But you are not alone. You have all the resources you ever need. And we are always here to help District 20 as a whole as well. So I am looking forward to seeing how you will do. I'm looking forward to seeing the beautiful posters. And I'm also looking forward to seeing your experience as VPPR and how that helped you in your real life. Because in the end, Toastmasters is there to help you develop your skills in real life so that you can use them. Please do not forget this. Keep your own goals in mind. Even though you're VPPR, your goals should be at the front so that you can achieve multiple goals at once. With that said, I hand this over back to our moderator and event chair, Toastmaster Subrata.
Thank you very much, our VPPR presenter, Toastmaster Suraiya Noor. Have a big round of applause. Let's take one photograph. Please open your video so that we can take one photograph in this group photograph. If possible, please open your video. Okay. Anyone else?
Come on. Let's see all
Come
your
on.
beautiful faces.
Yeah, we need to wrap up because message has come from
Yeah, I
the
saw.
other team side that
So
we
sorry.
are running out of time. No issue. Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, I think
Great.
you need to leave this room and please join everyone in the main room. Yes, you just leave the room. Press leave room button. Leave
Yes.
breakout room. Yes.
Thank you all for
Okay.
attending. I have
Okay,
seen your
thank you.
beautiful messages as well.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Toastmaster
See you in the
Suraiya.
main room.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you in the main room. Woohoo.
Chalo.
Sorry, just to interrupt here. Sandeep, are you there? Yes, Sandeep, can you please unmute? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.